to Bizchicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place for tips, tools, strategies, and everything you need to do what Brittany just said. Take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today is Tuesday. That means the digital diva is here today. Terry Johnson Online from New York City is here with all things social media and all things digital marketing. So sit back, get a pen, get a paper, take some really good notes so that you can put into action the things you're going to learn today. And now here's TJ.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of marketing strategy talk, where we talk about all the things that have changed. A lot of marketing and marketing strategy has changed, but I've always said that to you. But it seems, and this is because of AI, that things are moving faster and faster and faster. And there's so much information I can't keep up with. Anybody can't keep, but you come here and we're going to talk about the things that you need to possibly keep an eye on. So the last time we talked, I said I was on LinkedIn, and I've been going to LinkedIn and seeing the conversations there between industry people. So people in SEO, and they've got a debate going on about AIO versus SEO versus search engine everywhere. They are talking amongst themselves about what to call it. But our focus really is on business, using online tools, social media, and all of that to grow our business. And there is a myriad of ways, different ways to do it than when we first started with social media, because it was like, oh, what do we do with this? We do ABC. And a lot of people online just followed the leader. They just, whatever XYZ is doing, famous person or, whoever they latch on to, let's copy and do what they're doing. But that's not the correct way to run a business. So I was calling this the number one priority, because we seem to gotten away from it. And we meaning business owners, people who are business minded, who are on the business track. I don't care if you have a brick or mortar. I don't care if it's online, whatever it is, where you're doing certain actions online and the end goal is a sale. To me, that's business. That's not a hobby. So you always talk about these two tracks of the influencer track and the, we're here for business, we're here for revenue track. And we cannot follow, the business owners cannot follow what the influencers are doing, because they are interested in vanity metrics only. They're not interested in, okay, let me do these actions to get more clients to see me, to get more sales. They want to get brand deals. Nothing wrong with that. I just want to make sure that we are not following the tactics. And I see a lot of tactics of getting likes and getting follows. And we've talked about that over the last year or two, about how that is vanity metrics, and we're moving away from that. Thank goodness. More people are starting to see, okay, that's not going to work for me as a business, because I'm concerned with what's in the cash register, what's in my bank account. Likes you can't take to the bank. So we're letting them do that. So here we are, we're having discussions. I'm following people on LinkedIn more. I'm actually going to Reddit more. There's a lot of things going on with Reddit, industry wise. And the good thing about Reddit is that it is conversations from real people. That's the thing.
Right.
Now, that may scare some people off, and I understand, because it's kind of like the Wild Wild West over there. People get to say what they want. If you thought X was bad, Reddit. But it's not conversations like on X of being, we want to troll, we want to meme, we want to hate speech for the fun of it. See, they enjoy it over there. There's not a lot of business discussion going on. There's not a lot of industry or, I would say helpful information. They are in the business of, well, let's get this and let's pitchforks. The scenes where you get the movies with the people and the pitchforks and the fire and let's get them. That's kind of what X is now. And if you enjoy that, good for you. I don't. So X is a thing of the past. But Reddit is kind of, there are people there that are, hey, I experienced XYZ. Have anybody else done that? Or I did this thing and I want to talk about it. It's kind of like a group conversation, a community conversation, because it's,
Yeah.
is divided up into subreddit. So the subreddit is, I always like to talk about Google Plus, because Google Plus was that place where it was like, if you like art, you went over here. If you like golf, you went over here. If you like this team, you went over there. And everybody had their little community. So Reddit is kind of like that, but Reddit did not start out that way. So there's a lot of the other kind of stuff. So you kind of, it's like looking through the bargain bin. You gotta, okay, I'm looking for a designer something, and it's in that bag of rags. Because when I look at it, I'm like, I don't want to be in there. But there's some, some designer jeans in there, or something designer that I want at a discount. I really want. So I got to do the work, is what I'm saying. I got to do the work of, okay, throw until I dig and get the thing of value. That's Reddit to me. That's how I see it. And I've joined a lot of subreddits that are, based on, say, Substack or marketing or this or that. And there's a lot of conversations that happen. I don't go to Reddit. Reddit comes to me. The notifications pop up. Or I get an email that is like a summary of, Reddit says, well, you went to this subreddit, you went to that sub, even if I didn't join it, because you don't have to, there's a joining part and there's a observing reading part, like you're reading the newspaper, but there's a part where you can join that subreddit, that community, and then it's a signal to Reddit. But they will send you a summary email. You don't have to, it's daily, weekly, whatever. If you find it is annoying, don't. But I have been drawn into things by looking at that's, a daily email from Reddit or pop-up notifications on the phone. So the thing about Reddit is that I get pulled. I don't go there. It's not a place where I want to hang out. If you understand what I'm saying. If you want to get into the mind of people in a certain topic or industry, conversations are happening where people are talking, and it's not
Right.
a brand. It's not the CEO of a company. It is people. It is just, hey, did you ever think about, hey, well, and this and that. So there's a lot of news and politics over there. You can avoid that by simply not interacting with those posts. I believe you can. I haven't dug really deep into Reddit. I think you can ignore topics or ignore subreddits if you don't, if you're not looking for politics, but it's there. There's a lot of things happening there, but it is not a place where it is pleasant to be, depending on, because everybody's there. If you understand what I'm saying, like everybody's there. It's a neighborhood where everybody's there, and you kind of got to know what you're reading. Is it real, legit, or is it these jokester people, or is it the ex people, or is it the you got to have some discernment kind of about.
Right. I follow a couple of things like our local sports team on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
And I know going in, this is not accurate information. These are people's opinions.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, so if I really want what's really going on, I'm not going to go in there to find that. I need to find that somewhere else. But this is people talking around the water cooler, talking and just having their conversation and comment about whatever the sports team is doing.
Yes.
And so it's really opinionated.
Yes, it's very opinionated. Yeah.
And so if you, if that tends to cause you to be, get your blood pressure up or whatever, you may not want to go in there, because they are, and there's no kind of like, they got rules and regulations, but not like
they have moderators that a moderator is someone over the group or the subreddit on the forum that you can it's like the hall monitor, kind of like you go,
Right.
hey,
Right.
this person is posting something, but there is no somebody should be. It's not a principal kind of thing where you're going to get in trouble with the principal. It's not that kind of thing. It's more raw. If like and like Fran said, it's opinions. And as a business owner, you want opinions. I mean, some people don't. Some businesses don't because they're afraid of it. Like, oh, I don't want to know what they think about me. Yes, you do, because that's your opportunity to fix something that's wrong, or your opportunity to provide a service or product that's needed. But how do you know?
If
Unless
you
you
don't
go,
listen.
you have to listen to the complaint. A lot of
And
businesses don't like that.
and you didn't have to do a survey. You can just go over there and sit in Reddit and listen to what they're saying about
Yes.
your
And,
industry.
and it's not that you have to spend all day. Again, I always tell you business owners 10 minutes in a day, 15 minutes in the morning at lunch or whenever you have free time, just you'll dig in and you'll get a piece of gold. You'll dig and you'll get a little piece of gold. But I just wanted to bring that up because there are conversations happening online that are not going to be put in these, fancy little boxes of, here's the thing about Meta not doing the community reporting. I forgot what they call it, the community policing
Fact
or
checking.
the fact checking. That's not going to happen anymore. Because it's overwhelming it's too much for these software platforms, and you cannot really make them do that. We're talking a society thing. So Reddit is a self-policing society of, we're in this is a good little neighborhood, and we all, the homeowners association, and we all follow the rules and everybody does it, versus the next town over, they do things differently. And you have to decide, is it worth it going in there? I don't know. It's up to you to do that. But we're not in that place of online and social media where things are going to be packaged or handled or, okay, here we go, this is what you do. We're in a spot where things are really changing really fast, and the pace of it, the Meta can't keep up with it. They're trying to keep up with it. They're doing things, and forget Meta's a business. They're like, well, we're here to make money. We're not here to really be policing opinions or community fact checking, or they don't want that. So I understand the part of not being happy with that, of course, but it's because we're in a place in online and society where things are not being fact checked. You can see that in the real world. Things are not being fact checked. You got to figure out, is this real? Or is this Memorex? Remember that commercial with Ella Fitzgerald? It was like, is it live?
Yeah. Or is it
We're in a place,
Memorex?
right? Especially with AI and the fakes and the pictures, and now we got the Google VO that does the the people talking, and people are like, oh, that's real people. No. The hands look good, the mouth move, it sounds. So we're there.
Ooh, are we there?
We're not there yet. It's on the on ramp of, I can't trust what I see.
And technically, okay, because I'm looking at stuff now when I'm watching commercials and stuff. I'm like, they possibly used AI for that, because it was just, you know what I'm saying? It was, now I'm questioning.
Right.
What I'm seeing. Most people are not going to question. I question because I'm in the industry.
Yes, we know what can be made and done. And that's the key. I'm glad that you said that. Questioning. That is the key. You have to question things, whereas before we didn't do that because you automatically trusted, it's videotape. Go to the videotape. And wasn't that the news? Go to the videotape. It was like, well, you trust the video. You can trust it. We're not there anymore. So it's a scary place to be, yes, but there we're going to find our way through it. But I bring all that up to say that online is changing. Things that we were doing once by rote, or this is the rules, like in SEO, social media is changing, and now it's getting to websites. Things are changing. So we've got to change our mindset. So I came across this again on LinkedIn, one of the many conversations. I'm following SEO people, I'm following this and that. So now this one of the people I followed, forgot who it was, they're always posting every day like information. I'm like, okay, let me have, and it's little bites of information, like 5-minute videos. And that's what we talked about last time, about information doesn't have to be this long drawn out series of it must be an hour. No, 5 minutes, but he does it every day. Okay, I saw this and this. So he mentioned something from HubSpot. Does everybody know HubSpot.com? I think they are a free online CRM where you can set up your account and you can, you list your clients and what you've done and different things. But
portions of it are free.
Yes,
they give you the free. They give you the free stuff, but if you want the stuff that really makes it work, you're gonna need to pay for that.
Yes, and that's how HubSpot's a business. I'm not gonna get mad at them, but I like to go to HubSpot, and other people do, because they publish a lot of information on their blog.
Yes,
they've got tons.
Their blogs are really informative.
Yes, and it's free.
You will learn things. They're whoever's gathering and telling their stories is really good.
Out a lot is marketing, sales, customer service, and it's all geared around business owners. Now, I went to my LinkedIn and I saw this post, and they were talking about this article. So let me bring it up from Hub. I want to say HubSpot. Yes, HubSpot. I want to say HuffPost, which is a news website. HubSpot, not HuffPost, HubSpot. And I'm going to put the link in. Let me share this. So here we go. So let me put the link in while we take a look at that. And this, again, is free. Doesn't cost anything.
And you should check it out if you need a CRM, a basic one, because it does work.
It's basic. If you're like, somebody told me I need a customer relationship management software. That's what CRM is. And it's just basically recording of your clients, what you did, when did you talk to them, did you send an email? It's basic dashboard stuff. But the goal here, gold, GOLD, is that they have a lot of information. It could be too much for you, but we're going to bring one of those today, and I'm glad that this person on my LinkedIn brought it to me. And now they have they give you free checklists, they give you free ebooks, they give you free this, that, and the other. But this article, and I'm trying to get the title. See, at the top here, they're trying to get you to download the free checklist or whatever. But this is the website marketing report 2025, HubSpot research and insights from Canva and SEM Rush. But they're writing this, but they want you to, if you want to give them your email and download the checklist, go ahead. But I was looking at the information that was here. So HubSpot has surveyed 318 marketers with website related duties about the top trends, opportunities, and challenges of 2025. So in this report, they talked to senior marketing leaders, which is C-suite, VPs and others involved in high-level strategy, and then marketing practitioners, marketers involved in hands-on implementation or influencing consulting. So we're more in the marketing practitioners, because we're practicing marketing. We're doing marketing strategy. There's a table of contents. There's all kind of stuff they ask about: priorities and challenges, blog consumption, AI adoption, and all kind of things about the survey. Now, I don't want to talk about the whole thing. This is the part that I want to talk about, that when I was on LinkedIn, that was the discussion of the little 5-minute video. And this says priorities and challenges. What do website owning marketers care about most in 2025? So they put this chart. What are your top 3 website priorities for the next 12 months? I'm going to open that up in a minute, but let me read so we can see it larger. Let me read a little bit of this. So the number 1 priority, according to this chart, traffic growth is the number 1 priority. KPI, key performance indicator. That's what KPI means. And challenge of 2025. If you're a website marketer assessing over traffic lately, it turns out so are all your peers. When they asked marketers for the top 3 website priorities this year, traffic came out on top with 60% choosing it. 60% said the number 1 priority for their website was traffic. Now I'm going to bring up the chart. Let me switch over to that so we can see the chart for itself. Oh, what happened? Let me bring it back. Clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry. Okay, let's bring up the chart. And there we go. Now I'm going to make it a little bigger. So let's zoom this in. Now that's nice and big. All right. So this was the chart. Data from HubSpot website marketing survey. So they did the survey. They talked to the C-suite, the VIPs, and then they talked to regular people that are just doing marketing. And this was the priority of website. Oh, they have a website. The priority was, and they said in the respondents, the people they asked could choose up to 3. So the number 1 was increasing traffic. That means they want more people to visit their website. And that sounds like a great priority, right? You own a website, that's what you want. But then the discussion on LinkedIn, it's not so. This is the wrong priority. The wrong one. Why is that? Why is traffic, and 60% said that that's what they want in the next year? Why is that the wrong priority?
Because I don't. Now you're asking why that is the wrong priority.
Yes. Why do you think that's wrong? Because to everybody else, they were like, oh, yeah, I want more traffic. Well, everybody says that that's their number 1 priority.
Okay, but okay, shouldn't they be wanting more revenue by helping more people? I'm like, that was the purpose of the.
Look at the bottom. What's the very last thing at 60%? Improving website purchases / revenue.
That should be at the top.
Yes, this chart should be flipped on this end. But remember, they talk to senior CEOs, VPs, directors of, all the people. And then the marketing practitioners. And remember, I said that people follow the leader. So the regular marketing practitioners, which is us, which is, I have a business, I will, I'm trying to get more sales and revenue and whatever. And being online is the thing, and especially with a website and social media. The practitioners are the followers. So in the video from LinkedIn, that's what he said. He said, this is the wrong priority, especially in this age of AI and SEO and everything changing.
Yeah, you think, because if you improve the website purchases and revenue, those people are going to tell people their experience, which will in turn increase your traffic.
Yes, that's it exactly. Thank you, 100%. I knew you was going to get it. And this is what the discussion of the little 5-minute video. When I find the post, the LinkedIn post, I'll post it later. But when I read that, because I'm looking at it going, yeah, okay, yeah, I own a website. I want more traffic. That's what the people think, that, people meaning business owners. These are all business owners. If they're CEOs, VPs, and or marketing, they're not doing marketing for fun. It's not a hobby. These are not hobby website owners. These are business owners. So when they were asked this question, what are your top 3 website priorities for the next 12 months? As a business, your top priority is purchases, revenue, increasing sales. I don't care what they ask you. Oh, what's your top priority for the social media? I want more revenue. I don't want likes.
Right, because the purpose of you doing the marketing is so you can have a sale.
Yes, the marketing is doing, you're doing activities in the right place in the right time, but the end result, the goal, increasing purchases and revenue. I don't care. I'm not talking about e-commerce that you have a Shopify store. I mean, you're a business.
Right, because nobody knows about your Shopify store if you don't have any marketing.
This is not I'm not talking about, people think, well, okay, increasing revenue, I have an e-commerce site. I'm selling products.
No,
No, you have a website and you a service provider, you're a coach, you're a this, you're a that. What do you
right.
want at the end of it?
A sale,
You want
a
a
new
client
client.
that leads to a sale.
Yeah, a new client.
So so people are thinking, well, I gotta increase traffic. That's my priority. And like, no. And like Fran says, when you focus on the last one, improving website purchase and revenue, that in turns increases the traffic, which in turns increases the revenue.
Right.
So when
And
I saw the post on LinkedIn, I was like, he's right. This is the wrong metric. And here we are with remember, we were talking about followers on social media. Oh, I want more followers. I want more likes. Where does the
no,
money come from with a like?
it doesn't.
It doesn't, because social media has changed. Online has changed because of AI. And we talked about Google and Google having that, I forgot what it's called. There's a term where you search, and instead of you getting the top 10 search results, you get Google's AI summary. It has a name. It has a technical name.
Not, isn't it knowledge? Now it's
It's
not SEO anymore. It is the knowledge.
Yes, but I mean the result from Google has a technical name. SEO people know what it is. I can't think of it now, but instead
Yeah,
of, it used to be Google would return the results to send to your website. Google doesn't do that anymore. Google says, here's the information you want.
and
Bump going to the website.
it's going to a blog, or it's going to
Right.
a
The
search where
link is still there on the side, but the
right,
information is boom right there. You don't have to
right.
go anywhere. I'm sorry about
Now,
the noise.
and you're right. They put it where you can actually get what you want, which is great for me. I can read the summary and be done instead of now I got to scroll through all these links.
Okay, it's called AI. It's called AI overviews. Google calls
Okay, I
that
like AI overview.
AI overviews, and it's generated an AI, and they push that at the top, and then they may have 3 links at the bottom to your website when it used to be 10. See?
Okay. So that if you ain't in them top 3 websites at the top,
You're nowhere, because no one goes past the first page. Now they really don't go past the first page if they're doing Google. Now remember, we talked about people aren't using Google to search anymore. They're using ChatGPT. They're using Perplexity. You're using Copilot. They're asking within Copilot. And what does
right?
Copilot do? What does ChatGPT do? They return searches. They return links. We're still trying to figure out which one do they decide. When we talked about that, about how we want to figure out how AI decides which website to give the person.
Yeah, because when
Also talked about the searching not being keyword based anymore, but question, conversation, knowledge.
based.
So we talked about all that. Tie all of that together, and if you've got a website, it is not increasing traffic. We need to do things that will increase the purchases and revenue. And today it's changed, and it's a lot of information. I know it's very confusing, because now all you had to do before was follow the leader of, okay, do this, post that, send them to your website, and they buy. It was never that. That was false. That was a false sense of security. It was never that. So AI has exposed the process, and I always called it customer relationship journey. I always called it breadcrumbs. AI has changed that. So now and I'm glad that I forgot what his name. I think he has a SEO business. But I'm glad that I got his, and he's always talking about this kind of thing. And he said, I'm surprised at this result because these priorities are incorrect as a business. It's flipped.
And so you were telling me us just now that it's the CEO and the
Yes. Let me
the
go back.
C-suite people who said this.
Yeah, so they talk to, and let me get it. They talk to senior marketing leaders, C-suite VPs, and others involved in high-level strategy. That would be and HubSpot is talking to corporations, enterprises where there's thousands of employees. So they're not. This is not small
so
business.
this is what I'm saying. They are disconnected from the people that they're trying to reach. They're not.
Always been discussed.
There's a gap. And that's not, because if you ask the mom and pop type businesses, they're going to talk to you about talking to the customers.
Yes, because the small business owner sees their customer, whether the brick and mortar. They come in, hey, how are you? You conversation like humans. These people that are in the CEO, they're in an ivory tower way up in this big skyscraper in New York or wherever they are. The 100th floor, they don't see any customers. They don't want to talk to any customers. They have lower level people that are supposed to do that and is supposed to move up the chain. But even in a corporation, they're not concerned with the little guy. We're talking to a customer. And we've talked about several times, like I think we mentioned I think when Twitter first came out, and I think it was JetBlue or one of the airlines, and a customer had a problem and they were tweeting, and they didn't pay attention to it at all. Now they do. Now the companies will, look at what's being said. And some of these companies will say, okay, I got you. The good ones will respond to any kind of customer service problem, whether it's online or off. Those are the ones that are paying attention. But most of the time, the corporation, the people are in the ivory tower on the 52nd floor. And I know because I was on the 52nd floor and I know what they do. I've seen it. They don't care about talking to the little person that buys their thing. They want to sit up there
unfortunate. It is very unfortunate. And so this is maybe an example. So the other day we wanted to get some barbecue, Father's Day, what have you. And I went to this barbecue place that we normally go to, and it was apparently packed. So instead I called, but they couldn't talk or whatever. So I went online and used the little app that not an app, but on their website, used the thing to purchase.
Right.
And they had signed up with another company to help them manage the online orders.
Yeah.
And I was able to put in my order, and they said, pick it up in 15 minutes. And then when I got there, I wanted them to bring it to my car. So that way I didn't have to struggle trying to get out, find a parking, blah, 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 blah. And I applaud them for that. But here's the kicker. They were so busy. I think they're caught in between the whole corporate, becoming bigger. They were a certain size, but then they're still trying to grow bigger.
Yes.
And so the level of customer service is beginning to wane because they're trying to take on more people.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
And okay, yes, you should want more customers and stuff, but not at the expense of taking care of the ones you got.
Right, because you're so concerned about growing and scaling and being bigger that you've lost the plot of what got you there, what got you to that point. And the restaurant industry there's a big discussion going on about that and especially because of all these the bloggers and the people on TikTok that do food reviews. Not talking about Keith Lee like he's the biggest one known. There are other people. Like I went on TikTok and there was a big discussion about some guy that said something about a cinnamon roll, and he drove from Dallas to LA to get the cinnamon roll, and then it was a soft opening and it was a long line, and he said something about the service, and then the owner got mad, and so there I was like, these are always little regional things that are happening, especially around food and food reviews and reviews. And it always is with restaurants where they are like not understanding that the customer is rising up with social media. And I can talk, I don't have to have 10 million followers like Kim Kardashian or whoever. I can have 1,000. But if I say something that hits right with that community, it gets amplified. See? So restaurant owners are not understanding. There's a certain way that you have to do with customer service. Like you said, like the example that you have, it's like, okay, you cannot forget how you got there. Trying to be Chick-fil-A or whatever. You can't be Chick-fil-A. You need to remember, you got to carry the ones that brought you up.
Right. And understand that Chick-fil-A got a system they paid for.
Right. But you're so busy trying to, we got, scaling and 10Xing and this. You're forgetting what got you there. If it's small, intimate customer service, we take care of our customers number one. And then you're trying to reach this corporate thing because somebody told you, you guys need to 10X. Yeah, that sounds great. No. There's a lot of things going with scaling. With being on 1X, and you're like, well, what's wrong with
1X? Yes, what is wrong with 1X?
I understand you want to be, well, we want to make million. Yes, sometimes it's a slow process, but you must do the correct steps, breadcrumbs. Because if you infuriate or alienate the people that got you where you are, they're going to drop you, and then you won't be even the 1X.
So can't you do 1X 10 times? And just stay there with
That's
the one.
what you do. That's the true scale. What got me here? Let me do more of it. I can't do more of it. Let me hire more people to exponentially do it for me while keeping the same level of consistency. That is true scaling, not the Grant Cardone people. I that's the first name I thought, because he has a 10X this and 10. It sounds great. It's a supersized me. Give me a supersized meal when all I want is a burger. Well, you should get this and that but I don't want that. I can't eat all that. But you should get it because it's a value meal. I don't want a value meal. I just want a sandwich.
It's the Costco effect. I don't need all that.
I don't need all that. Get what you want. And see, we're in that attitude of, okay, well, and it's a follow the leader thing. That only way I can explain it is like a follow the leader thing, where I must act like, and I've seen this a lot with some of the people that are doing YouTube or podcasts. Well, I must do things like Gary V. I must do things like Alex Hermosi, or fill in the blank name that they see has made it. There's a diary of, I just discovered there's a diary of a CEO guy that he has a big podcast, and I didn't know about him before. But it's like now people are like, well, I must do things like the diary of CEO, because they see the result of the growth.
But he's been doing it for so many years.
He did it when it was 0 followers. See? He said, hey, let me talk to the CEO and see. But you can't do what he does. You can talk to the CEO, but you have to do it your way. And it may not catch on like the diary of the CEO guy caught on, or whoever else you want to name that I'm going to do this because, Gary has all these people, so I'm going to talk like he talks. I'm going to do what he does.
I think people forget that you don't have the DNA to carry off some of that stuff.
Gary's successful because of him, not because he has a company, that he has a team. That he's not successful because of that. He's successful because he's Gary V. He's very singular. He's very him.
Right.
And You
I
can't.
do not have the DNA nor the desire to do what he does.
I don't want to do what he does.
I
Another
don't
one,
need.
Mr. Beast. You can put Mr. Beast. Everybody want to do Mr. Beast because Mr. Beast got all of these subscribers and all of this. But Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast did a lot of work. That he did a lot of work as a kid. I'm like, I don't want to do that to get where he is. I don't want to do that.
Right, because that's not in our DNA. Stick with who you are. Somebody said, "Do you, boo?" Okay, that means you don't have to try and morph into somebody else, because there's a lot of that whole white label stuff where
Mm-hmm.
you can, okay, I'm just gonna do everything they did and slap a label on it. But
yes, because they think it's the system and the process. When it is, you need a system in order for everything to be stable and to get from A to B and get to the revenue. But the part that goes in, like I always say, you make a sausage. What goes in? You have to go in. You can't throw Gary V in there and say, "Well, I'm making a system. I'm gonna do a Gary V style," and that's not gonna hit with everybody. What hits with your audience may be something that's more laid back, something more slow or quiet or whatever it is. You will never know until you do it because you're pretending to be that other person. Like, I'm gonna be Beyonce. You can't.
and like if I'm trying to be Gary V, I'm leaving the people who connect with me, and the people who connect with Gary V know that I'm a fraud.
And see, the thing is that Gary will always say he knows that there are people that don't like him, that he's abrasive, that he's this, but that's his style. It's a very East Coast New York style, and
It is.
I appreciate it because I'm used to it. But there are other people that are like, well, why does he curse? Or why does he this? Or why? And that says that he's not going to hit with everybody, nor is he trying to hit with everybody.
So
He's found his lane. He found his lane. You find yours.
Yeah, find out who you hit with, because
your lane might be dirt road, horse and buggy, slow kind of thing. His is super highway, AI. You see what I'm saying? It's very hyper, very him. So that's the only way I can put it. Is like it's him. So
I'm taking a note. Play to your DNA, because see, even if I've seen kids who try to, I'm going to be like my brother. No.
Yes, I want to my father, my mother. Who?
No.
You need to be yourself. It never works out in the end because you're pretending to emulate something that is not you. That is that person. So, I don't know. And it all goes back to the wanting the likes and I read something the other day. I think somebody was saying about having 100 likes. I should have saved it. They were saying like, why are you downgrading 100 likes? I like if you had 100 people in real life that were, hey, I like your hair or I like your 100 people, you would feel great. But online, like it's like that's nothing.
100 people like your soap and they buying the soap, but you still over there looking at them other people over there when you had 100 right in front of you who are willing to buy.
Because you're not in your lane. You're comparing yourself to, I keep saying Kim Kardashian, whoever has the 100 million likes on Instagram or online. Well, that's what you want. And I feel embarrassed because I go online. I only got 10 or only got 100. Only got 100.
Only 100. You have 100 people. And some people may have 5,000 people who are following them, and those 5,000 are faithful.
Yes. And then I read another thing. I saved it somewhere. They said, would you rather have 10,000 likes or 100 customers that buy your $30 product, or would you like 10,000 likes but no sale? It was 10,000 likes and no sales, or 100 likes and people bought your $30 product. Which one? You want the 10,000 likes at zero? Nobody bought.
But you feel good because you got 10,000 people who like you. I got
those 10, and I tell you, the likes, you take them to the bank. What the bank gonna tell you? What do we do with that? Good for you. It's that's why it's called vanity metrics. We're moving away from it. Also here with the website, getting back to the HubSpot and the website. These are the things that if you have a website, it must be functional. It must do the job. Okay. So it needs to do the job of what? The number one priority is sales and revenue. Does this website and all of the customer journey and breadcrumbs and okay, you did your call to action on social media and you sent them to the landing page. Is it doing what it's supposed to do, which is get somebody into filling that out, clicking buy, and money in your bank account? Does it?
Okay.
If not, that's your one priority to fix.
So I was listening to somebody on YouTube, and I wanted to make a donation to something they had talked about.
Yeah.
I went to the website. There was no place for me to give. None. It told me about all of their events. It told me about their products. I could go to shopping at the store, but even if I clicked on the shop to go to the store, there was no place for me to make a donation. Nothing. And I'm, because this is what we do. So I'm clicking through all
you're
the
trying to find it. But
I should not have to
respond. We're the average person is not going to do that. They're going to click that link, not see what you talked about in the video, and they're going to go away never to return. See, but there are people like us that I did that the other day. I watched a video and they were talking about they made the card or something, the cards, and here's the website, and I clicked on the website that they put in the description. It was something totally different, and I'm like, okay. I said, well, let me try a search. But most people would stop there. But I'm like, let me do a search. Let me see. Because they said, they had an Etsy shop. So I still couldn't find it and I gave up. But see, most people aren't going to do that. So if you say what you say in a video, please have the corresponding link. Don't make me find. And I've seen this a lot where people have had a guest on and they say the name of the guest. And they don't put the information of this person has a YouTube channel. You should go find them. But where's the link? Below in your description box. Because YouTube gives you like 2,000 characters, I think, in that box. 2,000 people in a YouTube description and you can't put the link? Most people will not search for it. It has to be in the face. And this is because of the way that social media is now. When I talked about the Google AI overview, Google serves it. They say, hey, you don't have to do the work to search to find this thing. Here's the information right here. AI says, what do you want? I want to know about XYZ. Here's the information. You don't have to go outside of this little bubble that you and I are in. And people are like, yeah, I don't want to do the work of finding and going. I wanted to give it to me. It's Rosie from the Jetsons. George comes home and the chair, he don't got to sit in the chair. The chair comes under him. The cigar, the this, and Rosie's made the whoop. He doesn't have to do a thing. That's where we are now, people. That's where we are. So as a business owner, you have to look at your website and decide it is not traffic. Yes, you want traffic, but like Fran said, it's the other way around. It's the things you do for the revenue that brings more traffic. Not, I want traffic. And that comes from the people that they talk to on HubSpot. Hey, CEOs, they're in the tower. They're not paid. They're not talking to anybody on the street. They're not man on the street. But if you're a man or woman on the street, you know what I mean? Man and woman on the street, not Jay Leno. Jimmy Kimmel does it a lot. He goes out in the street and asks them a question. There's a lot of videos on Instagram and TikTok where they ask, man, woman on the street. Those are valuable pieces of information because those are real people talking. Who doesn't want that? Versus, I think this is what I should do to get more customers. This is what I think as a business owner. No, you need to go. That's why I brought up Reddit. Go to Reddit, take a look. See what YouTube, go see what people are saying in the comments. Go to Amazon, look up your product. What are people saying in the reviews? What is, and AI is there too. They got a little thing in Amazon now where it's like, I forgot. There's a little section and it has check marks of
Yeah,
this product.
Rufus.
Yeah, this product is this product, and they take the reviews and average it out so you can see with the little green check marks. And then if it doesn't, like quality or something, there's a little minus. Like, I'm like, ooh.
Oh, it'll tell you also these items have been returned in the past.
Yes,
I
yes.
was like, oh, so that's like, no, we shall not buy that.
Or here's another one, Amazon. People looked at this item, but they bought this, and it said this right there at the bottom. They looked at this, and like Fran says, they returned it and they bought this. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna look at the little check marks. I'm not even reading the comments anymore. I used to read the comments. I don't have to do that no more because Rufus, the little AI, has summarized it for me and put little check marks and tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, well, everything is not ticked. What is that with a little X by it? Oh, quality. Oh, I want something that's quality. Next. See, we're getting into a place where, and I said that AI was going to 10 things, it was going to turn it into one. That's what you see with Google. That's what you see with Amazon. I don't have to read the comments anymore. Now, I will read the comments if I want to deep dive into exactly why they don't like the product, because I, as a business owner, can look at that and say, there's a disconnect. Can I feel it? See, right. Instead of you guessing, well, what's the next product I should make? Or what's the next thing I can do? I'm not sure. Go to Amazon.
And it tells you how to fix that problem, that person.
Yes. Even if you don't have products, there's books on Amazon talking about your industry. Books. So you go and you see what the people are. I read this book and that. People are very helpful like that. They've been helpful for a long time, wanting to give their opinion.
And they love it when you ask them their opinion.
Yes.
So even if you ask them their opinion, pick up a phone call and ask your client, hey,
yes,
you bought some barbecue from us last week. What,
yeah, I'm just checking to see, what did you think? Yeah, were you happy? Conversations, people, it's not the ivory tower thing that these CEOs are doing. We can't do that as a business owner. Hey, it's got to be high, like I said, face to face, brick and mortar. They're coming in and you're talking, just asking a question. That's all. It's not very complicated.
And this is where that show Undercover Boss.
Yes. Oh, I love that show. And the boss went as an employee. Ooh, some of them got their eyes opened
as to what their company. That's not what we represent.
Because you're in the office, you're disconnected from the process of how the business runs, of how the customers feel, or even talking to them. But that's what it's all about. So you could do all that online. You could still do that by, like I said, going to Reddit, going to Threads, doing a quick search, just a little social listening of what's being said about this topic, what's being said about your industry, and just reading a few. You don't have to sit. It's not War and Peace. I don't want you to spend all day. Well, I don't have time to spend all day on social media. I don't spend all day on social media. And I said before, the weekends I'm not on at all, unless something happens and I'm like, I pick up my phone and then there's a little noise. But other than that, I'm not on. So, but when you're ready to jump in, you can jump in the Threads, you can jump in the Reddit, you can jump in the Facebook, anywhere. There's a search button. Use it and see what the conversation is. So that's what I was saying when I went to, I'm loving going to LinkedIn because I'm like, I'm getting all of this stuff. Saw this video, led me to the HubSpot link that's in there. Take a look at it. Like I said, there's more stuff in there, but I just saw that one piece that he talked about, which was the priority of the website owners. I have a website. What's the priority for the next 12 months, which was traffic? And he was like, no, because the way things are happening online, social media has changed because of AI. So we got to change our thinking. Basically, that's really what it is now. You still want to have the website. You still want the traffic, but the way that you approach it has to change. That's what I want you to see. It's not that you don't want the traffic. It's that you have to change the approach. Like Fran said, it's the other way around now. It's the other way around. And it's
Yeah.
because Google and others have served information to people to where they don't have to go past step one. They had to go step 1, 2, 3, click on the website. And like she said, search for this, search. AI brings it to you in a
Yeah.
summary.
So is your website, would AI bring your website to someone?
That's what we want. Yes. That's what we're working on. We're working our way there. Because remember, I said I'm on the hunt to find out, well, how exactly can I get Chat GPT or whoever to put my website in those results? Because
and that means it should mean that you've written an article about your industry, or something that you solved as a problem or a challenge for a customer or something, and that should be on that website.
Yes,
So
and
that
see, it can't be generic stuff that you've written before. It has to be opinionated. It has to be your opinion, or you have to say, "Hey, this is the prevailing thought in my industry. Let me tell you why I feel the opposite." You know how much traffic you'll get because you're doing the opposite of it. You're presenting an opinion that's not don't do follow the leader stuff. Basically, that's what we need to do. Think about your content. I need to write a blog post for my website. How will I approach it? I want them to do X. I want the traffic. I want the sales. But how do I do it? It's a roundabout way now. It's not straightforward. And you have to do it in a way that connects with the customer, with the client, with what they're asking, what they need. So we're really doing that. We're fulfilling a need. See, so we got to do that. So there's a lot of things that are being thought of differently. Now the goal is still traffic. It's just that's not your priority. Because see, you got to look at the question. It said, what was your top 3 priority with your website? Well, I want my website to make money for me. That's my priority.
Right. And they didn't even put the customer first. I wanted to be helpful to the customer, and they didn't even say that.
See, that's what it's all about. It's about the customer, like the story you had about the restaurant. It's about the customer. How can I make it easy for them to buy? How can I remove the barriers, the hurdles? Because they're not going to jump in. We just told you about looking for information. I'm not going to search for your website if you did a video and told me, oh, the link is there or whatever, and it doesn't work or it doesn't go to the wrong place. You just wasted my time. The average person, 90% of the people are not going to search for you. See, that's a lot of business owners. Oh, well, they'll just search for me. They'll just no, there's too much. It's too much going on. So you got to stand out.
Yeah, and there are some things. I went to some websites that have handyman people to help you.
Yes.
And so one person said same day, such and such and such. So I clicked on there because I needed a same day service.
Right.
And I clicked, and they telling me tomorrow or next week. That's not same day. Don't do that.
See, here we go again with the searching intent of if I need same day, that means I'm in a place that I like I had a repair. I need it now. You can't tell me next week. That's unacceptable for me. So if you say you're same day, it must be same day. You can't do that. It's a bait and switch. See?
Right. Now it could be we're really quick.
You could say that.
And then I will, okay, can you get me today? Well, let me see if we can squeeze you in. Fine.
Don't say same day, say as soon as some other way to say as quickly as possible. Something like that.
Right. But we're ASAP plumbing. Okay. And I would go with that. Maybe I can get in on your,
But that's like, remember, I think, was it Pizza Hut? No, Domino's, somebody had the 30-minute. And people, and it was like they timed. Like if you didn't get my pizza, yeah.
In
So you
30
can't
minutes
do
or
that.
it's free.
Right. You can't do that. And see how
And they stopped doing that because they
yes,
couldn't deliver on it.
right. It sounds good. But see, there are people out there that's gonna be start the clock, ordered. 30 minutes, my pizza better be here. I'm calling 30 the 31 minute, my pizza's free.
And they were losing money. I believe they
Yes,
were
they
losing
had to
money on
stop
that.
it. So that's another example of delivering what you promise. Don't say
Okay, so
same day.
we've all heard of the commercial Red Bull gives you wings.
Yes.
Somebody sued Red Bull and won
Because
because
I didn't get wings.
Red Bull didn't give me no wings. And I was like, ooh,
And
so
Red
they
Bull
had,
is Red Bull is like, well, that's a metaphor.
but they had to pay.
Yes. Yes,
And,
because there's truth in advertising. We have truth in advertising laws and all of that. So
and so I was trying to figure how did they get around it because they're still saying it, but they put 3 eyes in wings.
ah, see that. See, that's when you have to be very truthful. If you have, my burger's 100% beef, it better be 100% beef. Because there's somebody that's gonna take it to the lab and they're gonna say, well, this ain't 100% beef. That's just I'm
So give the
trying to
people
think of
what they
another
want.
one. What was it? Hertz. It was Hertz. We're number one or something something about faster.
Yeah.
But you have to be truthful when you say those things. You can't say same day. And when I need same day, that means I need you now, not next week. And you promise me by putting it on your website, and I click it, and you go, oh, well, maybe next week. No, I said today. Same day means day.
Right. And I'm like, no,
That's like Amazon. You order, you can get it. They do. You can get it now. They give you time slots.
right.
7.
And they tell you up front whether same day is an option. They tell
Right.
you
And
before
sometimes
you.
it's not, but when it's same, you can get it delivered today. Okay, what's the slot? Or overnight. What's the slot?
Yeah.
And they give you time slots. And if you go in the app, you can see the person.
Yep.
It says your package is 3 stops away. Your package is 1 stop away. And then when they deliver it, they take a picture of your door.
We
Amazon's not
did
playing
deliver
with
that.
you. They're not playing with you. They're like, you want it now?
And I'm
Here's
still
your
trying
time.
to figure out how they do that with all
What
the
do you mean
products and stuff that they got. How
where they have warehouses. I think they wanted to build one here in New York a while back, in Queens
right,
somewhere,
but
and they stopped it.
in order for you to get stuff,
And
I'm
a
like
lot of it, okay, a
amazed.
lot of it they get from like they will send out and get it. Like I'm not sure the process. However, it gets into the drugstores, especially like drugstore beauty products, and because I've ordered some things, I'm like they must have gone to the supplier of the drugstore. However, they're doing it in the drugstore. Like maybe they have something here in New York, or they go to the store and buy it, or however it comes to the store. I think Amazon has an intermediary in there with
Well, whatever. Look, I bought something and I'm like, how y'all get that from there over to here? And I'm literally 2 hours from for some
it's
stuff.
whatever, it's something local that
Yeah,
they're tapped into.
right. And I've seen we have a warehouse out near the airport. There's another one in Elk Grove. So they do have the logistic stations, but I'm like, huh.
Yes, and see Amazon's main because it started out as books, but their main thing and they priority know is distribution. They have the best system. So it could be it was books. And then Jeff Bezos figured out, well, if it's books, it can be this, it can be that, it could be anything. Plug in whatever the item is. So
Yeah.
and because you're getting stuff now, it's some kind of local system that they plugged into where they they get it. So
That's interesting.
that's how it is. But
Who's your number one priority?
yeah, it's when you figure out your thing, when you figure out your number one thing, because it was books when they started, and now it's not. It's just delivery of anything. So they have made their way into being, love it, you love it or hate it, they are the number one thing. So
and they have the most credibility right now too, because I don't trust everything. You know.
And they know that they have to gain the customer's trust. That's why they have video. That's why they have books. That's why they have all of the things that they deliver to you through their one Prime system. So
this was good. I like this conversation, and keeping the number one priority is the customer
revenue.
experience,
Yes,
which is going to lead to your sales.
Yeah, all of those things is really what they call reverse engineering back from, okay, it used to be, all right, as a website you wanted traffic. Yes, you want traffic, but the end result for the purpose of the website is growing your business, growing the revenue. Then you work it back. And then remember that things have changed as to how your information gets served to the people that are searching for it. We're still, that process is still going through changes. So AI has caused it all. If you want to blame somebody, blame AI.
Well, but it's going to straighten it out, because AI is, like you said, exposing it.
Yes, we have to figure out how to work with it now, the way it's working. So
I think it's going to be very beneficial to small business owners.
Oh yeah, Instead of, so you, as a small business owner, you'll be on the playing field with a larger corporation who has teams of this and departments of that. You're a department of one,
right? Because I have seen Macy's local here, and it has closed. Has closed doors in our downtown area. Why? Because nobody's coming in there shopping.
Yes, because foot traffic is almost a thing of the past, because it comes to you. We don't go to it. I today I was trying to do a search that somebody is doing AI ads. It might be Meta.
Probably.
That for business owners, like, instead of you trying to decide, create the creative, I think they're doing it. They're doing automatic AI video ads. I heard that today.
With VO, everybody can do AI ads.
Let me see. I just do it real quick. Yes. Bloomberg says Meta is testing auto-generated video ads. So we'll talk about that on Friday. I heard that today. I was like, wow. So auto-generated video ads, like, you don't have to make the video, create that. You just text it. And remember,
you put in the prompt.
Remember, video, text the video. You just type in what you want. So I said before, influencers need to watch out,
because they don't look. I don't need you.
It's getting faster.
Wow.
A business or a brand could say, well, I don't need to pay that fee. I could do my own. I could be my own influencer. I can make my own character. Or
you can get your own Britney.
Yes.
Like we did. We got Britney. I was like, okay. And next thing you know, Britney going to be walking and talking if I keep playing with it,
Okay, so they're saying it's a image to video ad tool for Facebook and Instagram, letting marketers spin up multiple scene videos from as many as 20 static product images, complete with music and overlay text right in the ad interface. So you upload your product image, and Meta does the rest.
Well, see, but that helps, because now the small business owner does not have to be you have to hire a videographer,
somebody, a set design of the product. You have to put the product on the thing and have the right lighting, or if somebody in the real world is going to use it, a user person giving a testimony. All of that is going to be AI, because they're doing it now, because Google has that tool. And now Matt is joining the fray. So we'll talk
So
about that on Friday.
yes, we shall. And if you need to connect with TJ, you can do so by going to terryjohnsononline.com/info to learn more about this. Check out her other articles, get on her Substack, all kind of ways to connect with her. She's Terry Johnson online everywhere.
Yeah.
So you can find her everywhere. Reach out, ask questions. She is so available to help you. She spends her day, her waking hours doing this so that you don't have to swim through all of that.
It's a lot.
What's happening. It is a lot.
I'm just thankful that a lot of it, like today, it comes to me. Like I wasn't looking for this article. It was just, it came to me. I was like, okay, let's talk about it, because we've been doing the AI first world, and this is a part of it. So
right. And we are here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. This is and the hustle is becoming easier, but you got to have the right tools to do it.
Right.
So check in with TJ.
You got to know the way, and you got to know the right way to use the tool, because you don't want to spin your wheel also, because you'll spin your wheel, you get confused, and then
you'll give up, and we don't want you to do that.
We don't want you to give up. Don't give up.
Do not give up. And then the marketing, the customer journey has to make sense. And now
for your business, right.
And there's a different way of doing it now. So you need to connect with TJ so that she can help you figure it out for your particular company.
Yeah.
So terryjohnsononline.com/info. Be sure to check with her there and become a part of the Bizchicks. You can go just text Biz to 33777. We do not spam.
Nope.
And you can also go to bizchicks.net. Our job here is to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. TJ will be back next Tuesday. Coach Karen is coming up tomorrow with Profits in Daily. We will be back on Friday talking social media, and tech. We got some things coming up. Things have happened last week. We have Apple's got new stuff coming out. And TJ has this wonderful story. She's going to talk to us about AI. You need to tune in and be here. So with that, we want to say thank you. Watching live, on the replay. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.